Hi, I'm Jeff Schaefer. Today we're going to briefly talk about what to do if you get lost. So when we talk about lost, we don't mean just, you're not sure where you are exactly or you're still figuring it out, but you're still on the same path. We mean like you've missed a checkpoint, you've missed another checkpoint, and you're lost. I mean, you're pretty far off the path and you're very uncomfortable with your understanding of your position. So the main trick here, the main thing you have to do that a lot of people forget is stop flying forward. You need to pick something and stay put where you are. So we're going to do an example of this. We're going to do a quick VOR cross-check, and we're going to stay over a specific landmark. So in this case, there's this strange-looking pond up here. Maybe it's a small lake. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter, but that's what we're going to stay near. So we're going to do a VOR cross-check, and we're just going to keep flying over this lake. Now I have the autopilot on this plane, so we're just going to use the autopilot and make it easy on ourselves. But if you were flying by hand, you'd just take a nice gradual turn, fly a big loop around this thing, and just keep checking that it's still there. Because if you keep traveling forward, then you might do a VOR cross-check, but by the time you sort of get it all lined up on the map, the plane's already somewhere else. You're already sort of lost again. So there's our lake. We're going to stay with it. Now this is the hypothetical path we were on, going from the Grand Canyon all the way down here to Avisaquila, which is on the Colorado River. I didn't fly this heading. I'm not really sure how far off I am here. Let's say we got distracted. But I did tune in these VORs ahead of time. So I have the Grand Canyon VOR on 113.1 and Peach Springs on 112.0. So let's go back to the plane. And where's our body of water? First thing, it's right there. So right away we're just going to turn the heading bug and have the plane start turn all the way around. It was right next to that thing. Now it would also be a pretty good idea to reduce power, but to save time, just to be able to get right to it, we're going to skip that. So what am I trying to do? I want to find out, where is that Grand Canyon VOR? There we are. So we are on the 230 radial. That means if we flew 050, it would take us to the Grand Canyon VOR. You see the indicator there? 113.1. But if we continue flying away, we're staying on that 230 radial. Fine, no problem. Let's get the other one tuned in. And for Peach Springs, we're approximately on the 065 radial. That's from. If we were to fly to it, we would fly 240. So, as you know, for a VOR cross-check, if you're familiar with those, you know that basically you're just now going to go to the map and then draw a line out from those VORs. But first, we're going to double check that we're still over our point. Now, I can't see out the window that good, but let's just take a quick look outside here. We'll cheat. And there it is. It's off to my right a little bit. So I'm just going to keep turning that heading bug. And there it is. It was hidden behind the frame before. Alright, let's get these centered back up. About 060 and about 240. 240 is 27, 26, 25, 24. It's a little covered up. And there's the 239, so we're basically right on that airway. And the 060, that's interesting. So we're actually right along this airway here, which is a little bit inconvenient because it doesn't give us a good idea of how far along we are. So let's bring another VOR into the mix then. Let's get Flagstaff in here. We'll keep the Grand Canyon and we'll add Flagstaff at 113.85. We're going to figure out where in here we are. And there's our body of water. 113.85. Alright, and you can use 2 if it helps to think about it that way, but you just have to kind of visualize what you're working on. If you use 2, you know, it's not the numbers around the ring. If you use from, and that's the radial, like this is the radial we're flying on, meaning you can read those numbers off the VOR ring and just draw a line out. So in this case, we're on the 2, 9, or 5 radial. You'd have to fly 120 to get to the VOR. We're still pretty much on the 240 radial for Grand Canyon. So we have that blue line, and now we need a 2, 9, or 5 line. Let's come out here. 295 is right about there. So what we're going to do is kind of use this tool here, since I'm not going to, you know, do some kind of screen write or something. We'll just draw a purple line out, and we're going to use this purple line. We're going to get it lined up right over that marker, and out here we're going to get it out to the Victor Airway. So that spot right there is where we are. It could be that the water we're circling is that corral. We can now verify this visually too. Let's go back to the plane. And where's our water? Right behind me there. Now what if I lost track of that water? What would I do? Would I keep flying forward looking for it? No, we'd keep turning until we can see it again. Because even with a pretty strong wind pushing, it would take a long time to get drifted away from it. Alright, so while that's happening, what are we looking for here? We kind of want to see if the items in the distance match what we should see from the map. And by items, I mean things like mountains. So obviously there's the Grand Canyon, which is easy to find, but hard to tell exactly where you are along it. So let's take a quick look to the north, which is, lost track of that, straight behind me. We could wait till we turn around, but let's just take a glance. So, you kind of see a canyon back there. It's really hard to make out at this distance. And there's our body of water we've been circling. What else? We're facing to the south. I think I see a canyon there, a little bit of a mountain here, a little bit of a mountain there. Let's go check them out. We're saying we're there. A couple of mountains. You know, maybe the two, like the one to the right is this, and the ones to the left are that. That's pretty good. So in this case, you know, say we were continuing on that route to Avisaquila, we'd want to go from here down that way. So what we could do is say, well, what's next? What's the next thing we're looking for? If we really are on track, we should find this wash here with its two little buddies, and this one over there. This power line. Normally I don't like to use power lines, but we're so far out in the middle of nowhere, this might be a pretty good navigation point. We could try to find the Seligman Airport, the highway, the railroad. This big letter S might be good. Mount Floyd is a maybe. You know, there's a couple things. But basically from here, we're pretty sure we're right there. We just did the cross-check. So we would pick up this heading and then confirm. And in our case, there's our wash, or I'm sorry, our lake, we're calling it. And I think the heading was 209. Right up there. 207. These are these orthographics that make everything look really nice. Really enjoying them. You know, there's sort of this edge along that plateau, and the default X-Plane graphics are pretty good, but I just don't think they would be showing me that. There's a body of water up ahead. Now in real life, that's probably one of those dry washes. Or we haven't gone very far, so more likely it's not that, it's something here. It could even be the corral. But I do want to, for the sake of closure, I do want to at least get to the next point where we see something. So we're going to do a little ground speed warp here. Try to get to close to Pica there to confirm we're back on track. 16 times speed, the autopilot can only do so much. It'll start oscillating up and down in a little bit once it starts to get disturbed. But we've reached sort of this cliff, and you see a highway running through it. Does that make sense? Is that what we're looking for? Maybe. There's a little bit of maybe a cliff there. Highway comes in. We could even be a little bit more to the left than we thought. Do we see the railroad and the highway make this turn together, and then another turn, and an airport? And we might even have that letter S, which would be cool. So they sort of make a turn together. They kind of split off. They get a little bit of that. And the Seligman Airport should be, I think that's it right there. There's a hangar. Yeah. Wow, look at that. So we are right on track. Where did my map go? Here it is. So we're over here, looking that way. We saw the road make a curve, and then we saw the Seligman Airport. That's pretty good. So the main point, is just if you get lost, don't just keep flying off in some direction. Start circling. Circle over anything, a neighborhood, anything that you can kind of keep track of without too much effort, and figure out what's really there. Figure out where you are before you just wander off to the next spot. And that's it for today. I'm Jeff Schaefer. Thanks for watching.